Hi, this is Mark Rosen from WCCO TV, and it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend Ron Henderson, the Fitness King, presenting Motivation, one word to help change your life.
Welcome to Motivation. I'm Ron Henderson, aka the Fitness King. I'm excited about today's show. I have the honor and the privilege to have the one and only Benjamin Ownyangu on today's Motivation. Welcome to Motivation, Benjamin.
Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on. You know, I'm reading all the stuff about you, and you're an actor, you're a comedian, music, film producer, you're president and CEO of Afro America Records, and you know, I realized the other day when I talked about doing this interview with you that one of my favorite movies really was Tears Under the Sun with Bruce Willis.
Tears of the Sun. Tears of the Sun.
Yes, I've seen it 5 times, by the way. I like that movie, and then afterwards I realized that you're in it. That made this even more exciting. You do a great job. You got a lot of stuff going on. Very positive guy. But before you were the man, okay, the actor, where did you grow up, and what was school like for you growing up, Benjamin?
I grew up in Nairobi, the city of Nairobi in Kenya, and we were, you know, it's a place called Jericho, and it's a slum, just a ghetto. Yes. But we were poor, but we didn't know we were poor because we ate all the time. So that was amazing. That for us, it was an amazing thing, because there are some people who don't even eat. They don't know when the next food is coming. So we were poor, but we ate the same thing every day except for Saturdays. But we didn't know. I didn't know we were poor, so because we had food all the time.
Yeah. What did you eat? That porridge type of stuff they have? What did you
No,
eat?
it was it's a corn meal. It's like a fufu. It's hardened. You know, it's like grits, but you keep going until it gets hard.
Right. What do they
Like
call? What do they call
like
it?
a bread. It's called ugali, and we ate that with collard greens. That was our food every day, Monday through Saturday through through Friday.
Okay. Now you're quite a success. Were your parents, were they hard on you? I mean, did they demand a lot of you, your mom and dad?
Oh, mom was always a housewife forever. You know, my dad, yes, my dad was very strict. He's one of those dads who I think sometimes I joke about it. I say that in my house we were the first episode of MMA. You know, the mixed martial art, because that's how he dished out his punishment. It would be called abuse in this country, but I don't know. I guess I was a naughty boy, so I guess maybe I needed it. I don't know.
Okay, was your dad military man at all? Was he like military man?
No, he was in the military, but he wasn't like a guy. Not in the front. He was a clerk in the military. But,
okay,
yeah.
All right. I asked that because I got beat all the time when I was a kid with a metal ruler. And that would be considered child abuse nowadays. I'd go to school and my butt would be sore from having welts on it.
Yeah, I know. Same thing, yeah.
As a child. So when you were in high school, what was school like in particular? Was teachers really good? Were they hard on you? And did you feel like you got a great education in high school there?
Yeah, I think it was a ghetto school. The education was mediocre. We didn't go to some of the high-end schools like my wife did. She went to all the big schools because her dad was well off and all that. But I think we did okay. You know, some of the kids who came from schools like I did, you know, they did well, went to university and all that. So I think it all depends on the person, the how you conduct yourself in school and all that stuff. Yes, but the teachers were hard. Teachers were hard on us. Yes,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay. Now, did you?
It's Africa. Yeah.
It's Africa. Is that what you're gonna say?
It's Africa. So yeah, teachers will be crazy.
Did you study acting and writing in high school?
No, I never did. The only writing I ever did about acting was the stuff I wrote for my church plays and things like that in the youth. So that's about it. You know, I took up acting when I came to America.
Okay.
I never did it over there.
And how long have you been in America? How long? How long have you been here?
I've been here 29 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you interested in acting? And then more importantly after that, what got you interested in even acting and then directing and producing? What got you interested in all that?
I've always Yeah, I've always been a guy who loved the entertainment world. Even when I was back home, I had a band. So when I came out here and was in the university, I had a band.
Okay.
And so when I graduated, I just wanted to be the first person in my family tree to go to university because
Good for
none
you.
of us ever went. My dad didn't go, grandpa, all my brothers. So I wanted to be the first one. So I did the best I could, saved some money, came up here, and as soon as I graduated, I called my mom. I said, "Mom, there's your degree. I'm going to Hollywood." So that's what I did. I just drove 6 hours from Turlock, California, to Hollywood and started acting.
Okay. Where did you start acting? Where was the first place you ever acted in? Was it a play?
Uh,
What was it?
I no, I no, I've never done a play. Believe me, I did. I was an extra for the longest time. I did like about 50, 60. And the funny story about this is that every single time I went on these shows, I would say I spoke Swahili, and it never worked. The 25th time didn't do nothing. 35th time, 45th. I think the 50th time it worked. So when I said I was on the set of the X Files, I said I spoke Swahili, and she said, "Oh, you do?" And she just went off. So 3 minutes later, she came running, Benjamin, Benjamin. I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, why did I open my big mouth, you know? But then she said, "Did you say you speak Swahili?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Can you teach the whole set how to say certain words and all that?" And that's how I got my first speaking role in a
Wow.
movie. Yeah, so they bumped me from an extra to a principal. So that was my start. Then the next job was Tears of the Sun.
Okay. And before Tears of Sun, when you're talking about they had you teaching them Swahili, it's good
Yeah.
to try to keep from moving the camera. It helps with the reception, but everything's good. What
Okay. Okay.
do you remember? Do you remember what you taught them? Because you know I'm learning Swahili. In fact, I got some
Yeah.
Swahili stuff online
Yeah.
to help people with. Because knowing any part of the language shows really. I love people, which is why I learn languages. But what did you
Yeah.
teach them? Do you remember?
It was just one word here and there because we were looking for this. It was the 1999 season finale of the X Files, and we were in Malibu, but they said it was, Malibu was supposed to be West Africa. So we were looking at this artifact that the fishermen. I was one of the fishermen. They were all scared of it. So I would ask them. They would say something, things like bad, bad, mbaya, mbaya in Swahili, just one word here and there,
Sure.
and then Mia asked all the fishermen, "This is what we saw, right? This is siindo tuliona, siindo tuliona." They say, "Yeah, ndio, baya," So it was just one word here and there, and then I turned to Gillian Anderson, who is the main one of the main cast in X Files, and I told her, "Here it is. This is what we saw, but they're afraid that I'll take you." And I took her to the thing, and the scene was over.
Okay. Now that's when the X Files actually was really good, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Later on, it kind of got. I used to watch it in the beginning, then it came back. I was like, I don't know about the X Files. Okay.
yeah. I know.
So let's go. So then you went to Tears of the Sun, and I have to ask you this because I
Okay.
have a friend that looks like Bruce Willis. When he's in California, people will come up
Mm.
and they'll say, "Hey, Bruce," and he turns around and smiles. I'm not Bruce. What was it like working with Bruce Willis?
Oh man, I must admit that I learned a lot on that set because the guy Bruce Willis is a workaholic. When it's time to work, it's time to work. So I was like, wow, so this is how they do this. So I caught on to what he was doing, and after that is when I really wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
After Son, yes, and it was one of those great ones, great gigs. We were 5 months in Hawaii. And it was a great gig, and that's how I through that show, through that movie, I bought. That's how I bought a house. So it was one of those greatest gigs that every actor.
Amen. Amen. Did you show up on time? I asked
Oh,
you.
of course, of course.
'Cause
Oh,
my instructor, every time I have my instructor from Tanzania, he's late for
okay.
every class. That's a joke, but they say, African time or whatever, because it's just
Yeah,
different. Even people from other countries I know, they look at time differently than people in America. Americans are so busy all the time.
yeah. Americans keep time, and that's the other thing that I've learned. That's the one American thing about me. Time, I don't play with it. I keep time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. So, what was the first thing that you actually directed, and what was that like for you, directing?
Uh, The first thing I directed was my own little short film called Mind Tricks. It's on YouTube. That I wrote that, and we filmed it, and that was my first directing job that I did. And then the rest of it was, I also have a nonprofit organization called Upendo Learning Center. Upendo means love in Swahili.
Okay,
Upendo
what's
Learning
it called again? Slowly, what is it called?
Upendo. Upendo is Swahili word for love. Upendo Upendo Learning Center. So there I would deal with kids with from special ed schools, kids with autism, and in the summer we would bring them to my facility, and we would write scripts and songs and things like that, and then we would film it and then edit, and then at the end of the 4-week, 5-week stint, the parents come in and watch what the kids have done, and so we did like 3 movies in the last 4 years, and those were other things that I directed. And then I started getting into other things, like I wrote, because I was so into special needs children. I really needed the world to know that, to understand them, because they're usually misunderstood. So I decided
Nikweli.
Yeah, deal, Nikweli.
Why?
Yeah. Because the people assume a lot of things, because they act certain ways. Some of them have tics.
Sure.
Somebody,
well, why would you care, Benjamin? Why would you care? I care, but why would you care? And people want to know. I want to know, because you seem like you have a heart for people. So I'd like to know, what is it that made you actually care? Because it seems like most people in Hollywood, it's just all about themselves. And with you, it seems like you're reaching out to help people. Why?
Yeah, because I have a different background. I'm from Africa, and we are social people. We care. Naturally, we care. We just don't have a whole lot of the resources to help us combat a lot of things. But so when I came out here, it was natural for me to care, and that's why I got into that. Because I was a special ed teacher for about 7 years before Tears of the Sun. So when I started this facility, Upendo Learning Center, I decided to deal with children with special needs and not regular.
Where did you learn English? Because you speak pretty good English.
English is Kenya was a British colony, so you learn English from kindergarten. That's what they speak. English and Swahili are the 2 official languages in Kenya, so that's how I learned.
Okay. So what would you say if you look back, what would be your first, what you would kind of consider the role that kind of made Benjamin who he is? What would that be? What role?
It was my first movie, Tears of the Sun. That was it. That's what made me, gave me the acting bug, and I was like, I want to do this. And then from then on, I just started, pursuing. I got me an agent and all that. But Tears of the Sun, it was the weirdest thing. I didn't even know. I took my daughters to audition for this. I wasn't even in it. And then my youngest daughter, who was 7 at that time, who was also auditioning, started talking to the casting director, said, hey, my dad also acts. So when I came to pick them up, the casting director told me, oh, your daughter says that you act. I said, yes, I do. Would you like to read for this role? And that's how I got in on Tears of the Sun. My daughter was my agent, 7 years old.
Wow. I'm gonna watch that again, because I had a guy invite me. He was going to, he was a model. He was going to an audition where he was auditioning for something. You ever heard of Target stores? Target?
Yes, of course.
Right. So he said,
I know Target stores.
Right. With the red. He said, do you want to come and watch? I said, yeah. So I'm sitting there. About 15 minutes later, a guy comes up to me. He says, what are you doing? I said, I'm waiting for my friend. He says, do you have any time? I said, what do you mean? He said, you look like you'd be good in this part. I said, really? It was for a big Target billboard.
Okay.
Half an hour later, they were shooting me on a billboard. A month later, billboards all over the United States with me on the billboard. Same kind of a deal where I was just there.
Yeah. Exactly. Amazing. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Okay. So then you also write, you edit, write, you do a whole lot of things, and you also said that you're a comedian. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
I do stand up. Yes.
Say something funny for my audience.
Oh, come on.
Well, I expect that. So usually I tell people to say, tell me something about yourself, Benjamin, that nobody knows. But in your case, you're a comedian, so say something funny.
Okay.
Besides saying that I look funny.
Okay. No, the kind of comedy I do is just, family oriented stuff where you're just talking about your family, you're talking about things that are happening at home, no cursing whatsoever.
Well, that's right. That's
Things
one
like
thing I want. Yeah, I wouldn't want to listen to that other stuff.
no, 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 no. When you put me on the spot like that with comedy, I won't be able to do it because I'm not like a great improv guy. But
Okay.
yeah. But my stuff is on YouTube. It's on there. Anybody can watch it.
What is your YouTube channel for my audience? What is it?
It's Benjamin Ochieng, my other last name, Ochieng. That's my father's
Okay,
name.
I'll have all that stuff on the screen for people to check out,
Yeah,
be able to go
yeah,
there and check it. Now, when you were writing, I have a question for you. It's
yeah.
a writing question about like writing when you have a thought on writing. How do you write something, even for myself and my audience? Because I'm always trying to motivate people to write their next book. My nephew, he's done a couple movies that he's worked on. How do
Yeah.
you how do you know somebody's not going to steal it? Because I have a script right now I want to do, but I'm worried
Yeah.
that somebody would steal it. How do you actually protect that?
Well, you write it and then you register it with the screen, not with the Writers Guild of America,
Okay.
and then that's it is protected. But you also the best way though also is to do the usual copywriting things, Library of Congress, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But the best way is to just register it with the Writers Guild of America. So
Okay.
all my scripts are registered with the WGA.
All right, because you would be good for the movie that I want to do. You'd be good.
Oh, really?
You
What
know,
is it?
and
Is it
Nelson from Taken?
is it an action? Is it an action
It's an
movie?
action movie, man. It would be called The Last Taken. It would be Takens, actually. But it's actually a very good script.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested totally because I've always wanted to do. See, I'm also black belt taekwondo, brown belt hapkido, and I have never gotten an action movie, and that's really my forte. I don't know. So that if it's action, I'm interested.
But like I said, I got to figure out how to protect it. I have this is like a sequel. It would be his last movie that he would ever do on that end.
Yeah, it's really really simple. You just go to the WGA.com and then register. That's it.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you this, because I know you've also done God Is Not Dead. You've done a couple of those movies.
3 of them.
Three exactly.
Yeah.
You were Reverend June?
Yes, Reverend Jude. Yeah.
Okay. What got you into that faith-based type of movie? And are you heading in that general direction now with your life?
It's funny is that when I auditioned for God's Not Dead, the first one, I didn't even know it was a Christian movie. I didn't know. My agent just sent me there. Then it turned out that it was a Christian movie, and somehow when I got the part, my part was I was the funny guy helping this other reverend from America who's kind of disillusioned and he thinks he's not doing a good job for God, and I was there this guy from Africa who's upbeat and all that, and I encouraged them. So they loved my part, me and him. So they put me in the second one and the third one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And the third
So-
one, you were referring to in that?
But the funny part is that if that's the direction I'm going, I don't know if that's what God wants me to do. I will, because right now I have 2 other Christian movies. I'm shooting one right now called Freshman Year. So it's like all these Christian films now. People are calling me or directly, reaching out to me to be in their movies, and I say yes.
It's a good thing.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Now,
Okay.
I got to ask you this, unless it's something that you can't tell me. Is Ava
Okay.
Minneapolis, Ava Justin, is she in that movie? The one you're directing now? Ava Justin.
Oh no, she's not.
Okay, she's a good little actress. She's good.
Yeah. Oh wait, Ava Justin, the little kid.
Yeah, the young kid. She's in everything, yes. Ava.
Yo, no, she's not in the one that I'm doing, but I know who you're talking about.
Right. She's good. She's good, definitely.
She's the daughter of my friend. Yeah.
Okay, right, Judy. Okay.
Yes, Judy Justin.
Yeah, right. Great people. I practiced my Swahili with her, so that's a good
Okay.
Okay, so looking ahead, let's say 5 years from now, Benjamin, where do you see yourself?
I see myself going back to my country, Kenya, and giving back. That's what I want to do. I want to start going back there. I still want to maintain, my stay here. So because I'm a dual citizen, so I have dual citizenship. So if I get a movie in America, I go do it, but then I go back home and give back rather. So, yeah, because I want to start like something to help the young ones. Because Kenya, I went there. I shot the wives over there. I shot 6 episodes, and we're going back in 2 months to shoot the rest of it, 7 to 12. So I love it that the Kenyan actors are amazing. It's just that the work does not work at all. So it's disheartening that here you have these amazing actors and actresses, but there's no work.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what, yeah. So that in the next 5 years, that's what I'm doing. I'm going back home to give back and start something that will help the film industry.
Now the
Right.
sound changes depending on how you're moving. I'm not sure why. What would you say to a young person out there right now, even watching this episode, that has thought about getting in acting, doesn't know where to go, and they're kind of listening to that old voice that says that they can't do it? What would you say to motivate that person watching my show to say, "Hey, you can do it"? What would you give them as far as encouragement?
Okay. First thing I'll tell them is that make sure that this is really what you want to do. And if it is, acting is what you want to do, then have a thick skin because there will be a lot of no's. There'll be a lot of rejections. It's like me. My good example, I always tell everybody every time I'm being interviewed is if I said I spoke Swahili the third time there, I said it and nothing happened. If I had stopped at the third time, if I
Right.
had stopped at the 25th time,
Right.
if I was discouraged at the 40th time,
Right.
if I was discouraged at the 50th time, I kept on going. And
Yes.
the 55th time, it worked.
Yes.
And all now, most my voiceover reel and ADR reel and voice acting reel is bigger than my acting because of that Swahili thing that I spoke and I didn't give up on many years ago in 1999. So
Good.
I would tell them, keep going. There will be no's, there will be rejections. Have a thick skin, know that this is what I want to do. They will say no, but I'll stand up, shake myself, and keep going.
Yes. Keep pressing on, because I'll tell you what, I turned May 15th, I turned 64, and
Oh,
people,
wow.
people, yes, 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 yeah,
Amazing. You
yes.
look amazing for 64. My goodness.
It's not Desana. And
Jeez.
people will look at where I'm at with different things and different things that I do now, but they don't realize. I mean, in Minnesota, I was the first personal trainer in the 5-state area as a personal trainer. I've been doing motivational speaking for a long time now, and it took time to get there. It took time to get to the point where I felt really comfortable
Yeah.
going out there speaking to anybody, because I believe that there's a gift inside of people, and when you can figure out what He's gifted you with, then you can
Yes.
take that gift and you can change the world.
Yeah. Exactly. Mm.
Yes. And so I know you're married. Do you have any kids?
Yes. I have three daughters.
Okay.
Yeah. 30, 34, 24, 21.
Wow. 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 And you're a young man yourself. That's pretty good.
I am. I'm 58.
Okay. Do
Yeah.
you know any in closing, do you know any Swahili poems at all? Any little
Oh,
jingles in Swahili? A short one?
a poem?
Yeah, in Swahili.
No, I don't know any poems, but if I wish if you had given me a heads up, I would have brought one and I would have read it for.
Okay. Well, can you tell the people it's been a pleasure being on Motivation in Swahili today? Can you say that in Swahili?
Yeah. Nimefurahi sana kuwa katika kipindi hichi cha motivation.
Ah,
Asante.
yes. Asante. Nimefurahi kukuona. It's been
Asante.
it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I really just want to thank you for taking your time out for today and being a guest on Motivation. It's been my pleasure. You're doing a lot, and you're more importantly than that, you're giving back to your community and to the world.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I mean that.
Thank you, Ron.
I mean that
Thank you for helping.
100%. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Yeah.
folks at home, thanks for tuning in to Motivation and all that you do. I want you to stay fit, stay blessed, and stay motivated. We're going to see you next time on Motivation. Thank you.
Thank you. Kwaheri.
Go ahead.
The things that I talk about, I live every single day of my life. I don't believe in bad days. All of that stuff goes with it. I haven't had a bad day in probably 30 years.
Doesn't matter how much money you have, it's how much health you have. The healthier you are, the more you can do, the longer you can do the things that you want to do. You say you can't do it? You say you're too old? I say you can. You are never too old to improve the quality of your life.
You come home not walking in the house like this. Hello, honey. Hello. How's the day? Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to get along, because you don't have any energy. But when you take care of yourself, you walk in the house with that energy. Lucy, I'm home. That's the one thing that you cannot buy, is good health. You have to earn it. Live life with passion, and remember, stay fit, stay positive. Thank you for your time. Give yourself a round of applause for being here. Honestly. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, I'm the Fitness King, and I'm coming to get you for winning workouts.